University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, welcome to the last of the first round matches. 13 teams are through to the next stage of the competition, and tonight's winners will join them. If tonight's losing team can score over 130, they'll put themselves among the four who'll compete again in the playoffs. Now, St John's College, Oxford was founded in 1555 by the cloth merchants of Thomas White to provide an education for Roman Catholic clerics to support the Counter-Reformation under Queen Mary. It later became known for the education of Anglican clergymen. It gained a reputation in both law and medicine and a certain notoriety for the size of its wine cellars and the extent of its wealth. It's the richest college in Oxford. Alumni include the writers A.E. Houseman and Robert Graves. It's where Philip Larkin and Kingsley Amis met. In the 1970s, it saw the formation of the short-lived rock group Ugly Rumours, fronted by Tony Blair. With an average age of 19, representing around 650 students, let's meet the St John's team.
Hi, I'm Alex Harries. I'm originally from South Wales and I'm reading history.
Hello, my name is Charlie Clegg. I'm from Glasgow and I'm reading theology.
And their captain?
Hi, my name's Angus Russell. I'm from Mill Hill in North London and I study history and Russian.
Hi, I'm Dan Soward. I'm from Uxbridge in Middlesex and I'm reading chemistry.
Now, the team from the University of Bristol represent an institution which reached the tortuous quarter-final stage of the last competition. It began life in 1876 as University College Bristol through the efforts of a local headmaster, John Percival, who bemoaned the lack of a university culture in the provinces and enlisted the aid of the Master of Balliol in winning financial support for the college. The local Fry and Wills families, who made their fortunes in chocolate and tobacco respectively, were major benefactors, and it received its royal charter in 1909. Alumni include several actors and comedians, including Simon Pegg, Matt Lucas and David Walliams, and the author David Nichols, whose novel Starter for 10 is loosely based on the university. Former academics include Dr. Vernon Charley, who invented Ribena, with an average age of 24, representing around 19,000 students. Let's meet the Bristol team.
Hello, I'm Vanessa Lynn. I'm from Tunbridge in Kent and I'm reading English.
Hello, I'm Robert Heyman. I'm from Lee in Lancashire and I'm studying chemistry.
And this is their captain.
Hey, I'm Andy Saxon. I'm from Bristol and I'm studying for a PhD in evolutionary biology.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Crawshaw. I'm from Kettering in Northamptonshire and I'm studying medicine.
Let's not waste precious time reciting the rules. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. The Royal Palace, known as the House in the Wood and the 1913 Palace of Peace, are in which Dutch...
St John's Clegg.
The Hague.
The Hague is correct, yes. Your bonuses, St John's, are on Dungeons and Dragons, in English literature, that is. But he that hides a dark soul and foul thoughts, benighted walks under the midday sun. Himself is his own dungeon. These words appear in a work first presented at Ludlow Castle in 1634. Which poet wrote it?
Ludlow Castle, too early for Marvell.
Milton?
Milton's correct, it's Comus. Eternal spirit of the chainless mind, brightest in dungeons, liberty thou art. These lines began the sonnet on Chillon, a work of 1816 by which of the Romantic poets?
Keats?
No, it's Byron. Never laugh at live dragons. These words appear in which prose work of 1937?
Oh, is it The Hobbit?
The Hobbit?
Correct. 10 points for this. As a musician, I tell you that if you were to suppress adultery, fanaticism, crime, evil, the supernatural, there would no longer be the means for writing one note. These are the words of which 19th century French composer whose operas in...
St John's Clegg.
Berlioz.
I'm afraid you lose 5 points. His operas include The Fair Maid of Perth and The Pearl Fishers.
Bristol Saxon.
Sorry, no.
I'm sorry if you buzz, you must answer. So it's Bizet, right. 10 points at stake for this starter question. Referring to a character in Jane Austen's Persuasion, Tennyson is rumoured to have said, "Show me where Louisa Musgrove fell." while visiting which seaside resort in Dorset?
St John's Clegg.
Lyme.
Lyme.
Regis.
Lyme Regis is correct, yes. These bonuses are on an Asian country, St John's. Established in 1392, the Choson or Yi dynasty ruled which country for more than 500 years, longer than any Chinese imperial dynasty?
Yeah. Korea, yeah. Okay. Korea?
Correct. King Sejong of the Yi dynasty is best known for his development of an unusually simple phonetic script to write Korean. By what six-letter Korean name is this known?
Yes, that's Hanju.
Yeah, that's 5 in that. Hanju is 5.
It might have an...
Hanjul?
Yes, Hangul. In 1910, which country formally annexed Korea, bringing the Choson dynasty to an end?
That's Japan. Japan.
Correct. 10 points for this. Meanings of what two-word rhyming expression include a region of high thermal activity in the Earth's mantle, an area on a computer screen that can be clicked on to activate a function, and a...
Bristol Lynn.
Hotspot.
Hotspot is correct, yes. These bonuses are on a psychiatrist, Bristol. Which Swiss psychiatrist developed a theory of personality types in which he distinguished outgoing social extroverts and unsociable self-absorbed introverts?
Jung.
Correct. What two-word term did Jung give to the conjectured part of every person's mind that contains archetypes that are inherited rather than learned from experience?
The mass unconscious.
That's the collective unconscious. And finally, used to help explain extrasensory perception, which theory of coincidence was defined by Jung as an acausal connecting principle and is a state in which seemingly unrelated events occur simultaneously?
Synchronicity.
Correct. We're going to take a picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a book of the King James Bible represented as a word cloud, with the more frequently occurring words shown in a larger font. Particularly common words like thee and unto have been removed. For 10 points, I need the name of the book.
St John's Clegg.
Genesis.
Genesis is correct, yes. Following on from Genesis, you'll see 3 more books of the King James Bible, similarly represented as word clouds. 5 points for each book you can name. Firstly, this book, the name of which has also been removed.
Jonah? Yeah, Book of Jonah.
Jonah?
Correct. Secondly, this book.
Might be Ecclesiastes. Oh? Maybe Ecclesiastes or Proverbs. I'd go for Proverbs.
Proverbs?
Correct. And finally, this book.
That's Revelation.
That's Revelation. Yeah. Revelations?
Revelation is right. How useful to have a theologian. Right, 10 points for this starter question. In translation, chapters in which early 16th century treatise include of liberality and miserliness and of cruelty and clemency and whether it's better to be loved or feared?
St John's Harry's.
Machiavelli's The Prince.
That is correct, yes. You get a set of bonuses on September the 3rd this time, St John's. September the 3rd is a national day of which small landlocked republic? Its foundation is traditionally dated to the 4th century of the Christian era. Hence, it's claimed to be the world's oldest surviving sovereign state.
San Marino?
Correct. Secondly, Oliver Cromwell died on September the 3rd, 1658, the anniversary of 2 of his major military victories. One was fought in 1650, the other in 1651. Can you name either of them?
Naseby?
No, they were Dunbar and Worcester. And finally, a poem dated September the 3rd, 1802, opens with the line, "Earth has not anything to show more fair." For 5 points, name both the poet and the specific location that appears in the title.
Is it composed upon Westminster Bridge?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I can't remember who's by.
It's,
Tennyson.
What's on Westminster Bridge?
yeah, Thames.
No. Tennyson.
Yeah. No.
I'll go for it.
Was that Wordsworth?
No, wait. Wordsworth? Westminster Bridge?
Correct. Yeah. Right, 10 points for this. Which US author's semi-autobiographical novel opens, It was a queer, sultry summer, the summer they electrocuted the Rosenbergs. And
Bristol Lynn.
Sylvia Plath.
Sylvia Plath in the bell jar, yes. Your bonuses are on novels of the 1740s, Bristol. First published anonymously in 2 volumes in the 1740s, which novel by Samuel Richardson is subtitled Virtue Rewarded?
Pamela, maybe? Pamela.
How close? Pamela? Okay.
Pamela.
Correct. Published in 1748, which novel by Tobias Smollett sees its Scottish hero battling through poverty, travelling the world and marrying his true love?
Tom Jones?
No, it's The Adventures of Roderick Random. And finally, which novel by Henry Fielding was first published in 1749? A contemporary critic's description of it as a motley history of bastardism, fornication and adultery may have helped it to sell around 10,000 copies in its first year.
That's Tom Jones.
That is Tom Jones, yes. 10 points for this. Its odour and taste producing a characteristic cooling sensation. Which crystalline terpenoid alcohol is used medicinally in decongestants and analgesics and is found in peppermint and other natural oils? Its name derives from the Latin for mint.
St John's Sowood.
Menthol.
Correct. You get bonuses on the Maltese-American illustrator and journalist Joe Sacco. First published in 2000, Sacco's graphic novel, Safe Area Garagi, refers to a town on the River Drina in which present-day country?
That's Balkans. Croatia, possibly? Could be Croatia.
You go Croatia, yeah.
Croatia?
No, it's Bosnia and Herzegovina. Secondly, along with Joe Sacco, which journalist co-authored Days of Destruction, Days of Revolt, an illustrated work on poverty in the United States? His other works include War is a Force That Gives Us Meaning.
Tom Wolfe.
Go.
Tom Wolfe?
No, it's Chris Hedges. And finally, in a wordless panoramic work entitled The Great War, Joe Sacco depicts July the 1st, 1916, the first day of which major battle?
Yeah, Somme.
Correct. 10 points for this. First used in 1914 to describe a commercial rather than municipal focus in northwest England, what 2-word term is now applied to the major conurbation that became a metropolitan county in 1972? Of the 6 such...
St John's Russell.
Greater Manchester?
Correct. Your bonuses, St John's, are on scientific instruments. What device was invented by the US scientist Samuel P. Langley in 1880 and measures radiant energy? It takes its name from the Greek meaning ray of light.
Lux something? Lux.
No, Lux is... yeah, right. No, it's false, sorry. False.
Phoson?
No, it's a bolometer. In mineralogy and material science, the Turner sclerometer and the Brenell and Vickers tests measure what property?
So sclerosis, as in sclerosis, what's that?
Oh,
Brenell Vickers test. So something to do with the body, probably, isn't it?
yeah.
Reactions, possibly?
Tensile strength or something.
Tensile strength?
No, it's hardness. And finally, in meteorology, what quantity is measured by an anemometer?
Animals, clouds.
It's wind.
Yes, sorry.
Wind.
Yeah, wind.
Specifically?
Strength.
Wind speed.
Speed.
Wind speed.
Wind speed is correct, yes. Right, we're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music. All you have to do to get 10 points is to identify the composer.
St John's Clegg.
Brahms?
Anyone like to buzz from Bristol?
Bristol Saxon.
Sorry, Vivaldi.
No, it was Tchaikovsky, so we'll take the music bonuses in a moment or two. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's another starter question. What word links a noun denoting a compound containing the ion CNO, which explodes by the application of heat or under slight shock, and a verb meaning to denounce in scathing terms. It's derived from the Latin for lightning.
St John's Harry's.
Fulminate.
Fulminate is correct, yes. Right, you recall a moment ago that we heard part of Tchaikovsky's violin concerto. That was Savage by the influential 19th century critic Edward Hanslick, who said that it confronts us with the hideous idea that there may be compositions whose stink one can hear. Your music bonuses are 3 more works that earned Hanslick's displeasure. In each case, simply identify the composer of the work. Firstly, for 5, the composer of this piece, about which Hanslick said, "Whoever has heard that and finds it beautiful is beyond help."
It's piano, right? It sounds like I guess. It sounds like
Yeah. Rachmaninoff?
No, that's Liszt Piano Sonata in B minor. Secondly, the composer of this piece, which Hanslick described as a symphonic boa constrictor.
Brahms? Should we go with Brahms? Yeah. Brahms?
No, that's part of Bruckner's 7th Symphony. And finally, the composer of this work, which Hanslick said reminds me of the Italian painting of the martyr whose intestines are being slowly unwound from his body on a reel.
Wagner?
It is Wagner, yes, it's part of the prelude to Tristan and Isolde. Who on earth has heard of Hanslick now, eh? Right, 10 points for this. The given name of the composer of the unfinished Symphony D759 and the regnal name of the Spanish king at the time of Columbus's first voyage may be combined.
St John's Clegg.
Franz Ferdinand?
Franz Ferdinand is correct, yes. Your bonuses, St John's, are on seas of the Pacific Ocean. Which sea is bounded on the east by the Kamchatka Peninsula and the Kuril Islands, on the south by the northern coast of Hokkaido, and on the southwest by the island of Sakhalin?
Okhotsk?
Correct. The Makassar Strait links the Celebes or Sulawesi Sea to which sea, also named after an island of Indonesia?
The Java Sea.
Java Sea?
Correct. Named after an explorer, which part of the South Pacific merges into the Coral Sea in the north and the Southern Ocean in the south?
Is this the Magellan Strait?
Magellan Strait.
Yeah, straight to Magellan.
Oh, yeah. Magellan Strait?
That's the Tasman Sea. 10 points for this. What name is given to the branch of biology or medicine that deals with glands such as the thyroid, pituitary...
Bristol Saxon.
Endocrinology.
Endocrinology is correct, yes. Bristol, these bonuses are on embryology. Firstly, what term was coined by the German biologist Ernst Haeckel in 1872 for an embryological event that is, according to Lewis Wolpert, the most important time in your life, more so than birth, marriage or death?
Zygote.
No, it's gastrulation. Secondly, gastrulation produces the gastrula. How many germ layers does this structure have?
2.
No, it has 3. Which layer of the gastrula gives rise to the epithelia of the digestive and respiratory systems?
The first.
That's the endoderm. Right, we're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a painting. All you have to do to get 10 points is to name the artist.
St John's Clegg.
Caravaggio.
Caravaggio is correct, but I must remind you, next time you buzz, you must answer straight away, please. OK, that was Caravaggio's depiction of Judith beheading the Assyrian general Holofernes, an event found in the Deuterocanonical Book of Judith. Your bonuses are 3 more works on the same theme. I want the artist's name in each case, please. Firstly, this sculpture.
But I don't have another.
Too early for Benini.
Far too early for Benini. I don't have an answer other than Donatello.
No, should we go for Donatello? Donatello?
Correct. Secondly,
Gentileschi.
Nominate Clegg?
Gentileschi.
correct. And finally,
Klimt.
Klimt.
correct. 10 points for this. To Greeks, he became the quintessential Greek painter. To the Spanish, the quintessential Spaniard.
Bristol Heyman.
El Greco.
El Greco is right, yes. Your bonuses are on a novel, Bristol. Severin von Kusiemski is the protagonist of which short novel of 1870 by the Austrian author Leopold von Sacher-Masoch?
I'm going to have to pass on that one.
It's Venus in Furs. In the novel, Severin owns a copy of the painting Venus with a Mirror, a work with which he becomes obsessed, renaming it Venus in Furs. Which Venetian Renaissance artist painted the original?
Is it Titian?
It is Titian, yes. Venus in Furs was the title given to a track by which influential rock band in their 1967 debut album?
The Velvet Underground.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. In 1845, the French physicist Auguste Bravais classified crystal lattices and showed that because of the effects of symmetry, the number of possible unique lattices is limited to what number?
Bristol Heyman.
3.
No, St John's, one of you, Buzz?
St John Selwood.
Is it 8?
No, it isn't. It's 14. 10 points for this. Princess Elizabeth Land and Queen Mary Land lie on the eastern side and Marie Byrd Land on the western side.
Bristol Saxon.
Antarctica.
Correct. These bonuses are on West Africa, Bristol. Named after a historical region rather than the present-day country of the same name, which body of water is bounded by Cape Lopez in Gabon and Cape Palmas in Liberia?
Benin.
No, it's the Gulf of Guinea. Which major river flows into the Gulf of Guinea in eastern Ghana? Its name appeared in the former name of the country now known as Burkina Faso.
Volta.
Correct. The capital of which country is on the island of Bioko in the Gulf of Guinea? The greater part of the country's territory is on the mainland.
Equatorial Guinea.
Correct. 10 points for this and 5 minutes to go. In the human body, Ruffini endings and Pacinian and Meissner's corpuscles all respond to which of the 5 senses?
Bristol Lynn.
Touch.
Touch is correct. You get the set of bonuses on human anatomy, Bristol. In human anatomy, what term denotes the plane that divides the body into dorsal and ventral parts?
Coronal.
Correct. Again, in human anatomy, which plane divides the body into right and left parts?
Sagittal.
Sagittal.
Correct. The sagittal plane runs parallel with the sagittal suture, a connective tissue joint between which 2 bones in the cranium?
The parietal.
Parietal is correct, yes. 10 points for this. Baron Bandside was a title created in 2010 for which politician? He led his party from
St John's Russell.
Ian Paisley.
Ian Paisley is right. These bonuses are on rulers with the same byname, St John's. The ruler of Florence during the late 15th century. What was the family name of Lorenzo the Magnificent?
Medici.
Correct. Robert the Magnificent, also known as Robert the Devil, Duke of Normandy, was the father of which King of England?
William the Conqueror.
Correct. Suleiman the Magnificent, also known as the Lawgiver, was Sultan of which empire from 1520 to 1566?
Ottoman.
Correct. 10 points for this. Born in Germany in 1571, which mathematician and astronomer compiled the Rudolphine tables, cataloguing the planets and stars based...
St John's Clegg.
Kepler.
Kepler is correct. Your bonuses this time are on Latin abbreviations, St John's. Which 2-letter abbreviation represents the single Latin word that means compare?
Yeah.
CF.
Correct. From the Latin words videre, mean to see, and licet, meaning it is permissible, what abbreviation means namely, or in other words?
Viz?
Viz is correct. What two terms, each of 3 letters, form an abbreviation meaning for the time being?
INRES? No. It's the abbreviation.
Come on.
No, we don't know.
It's pro tem. There's about 3 minutes to go. 10 points for this. Often known by a 3-letter abbreviation, what, according to the 2011 census, is used by 22,000 people in the UK as their main language?
St John's Harry's.
British Sign Language.
Correct. These bonuses, St John's, are on the 5 pillars of Islam. What name is given to the first pillar of Islam, which requires the regular recitation of the confessions of belief?
Hadith.
Hadith?
No, it's the Shahada. Secondly, prayers performed 5 times each day constitute the second pillar and are known by what name?
Is this the Hadith?
I thought go for it, but...
Hadith? No, that's Salat or Salah. And finally, the 5th pillar, the Hajj, culminates in a visit to which cube-shaped shrine near the centre of Mecca's Great Mosque?
The Kaaba.
The Kaaba is correct. 10 points for this. Created in 1440, what is the 4th highest rank in the British peerage with precedence over barons?
St John's Harry's.
Viscount.
Viscount is correct. These bonuses are on saints, St John's. A book and a sword are the common attributes of which saint? The book represents his epistles, while the sword symbolises his martyrdom in Rome in about AD 64.
St Paul?
Correct. St John the Evangelist is often depicted holding a chalice containing which animal?
An eagle. An eagle is usual for St John the Evangelist.
Eagle?
No, it's a serpent. And finally, sometimes symbolised by an ox, which saint has traditionally been depicted as an artist, as in Van der Weyden's painting of around 1440?
The ox, which is it's either Matthew or Mark.
No, it's Luke.
Go for Luke.
Luke?
St Luke is correct. 10 points for this. What short name links the 12th century palace in the Sicilian city of Palermo, noted for its 4 rectangular facades, and an island country in the Caribbean? It's Cuba. 10 points for this. The ancient god Happy served as the personification of the annual flooding of which river?
Bristol Hayman.
Nile.
The Nile is correct. You get a set of bonuses on administrative regions of European countries. Firstly, for 5 points, its name indicative of its position in the middle of the country. Which landlocked region of France has its capital at Orléans? Come on.
Massif Central.
No, it's Centre. With its capital at Perugia, which is the only landlocked region of Italy that does not share a border with another country. And that was Umbria. And at the Gone, Bristol had 125. St John's College, Oxford had 255. Well, Bristol, we're going to be saying goodbye to you, but thank you very much for joining us. St John's, you were on terrific form tonight. We shall look forward to seeing you in round 2. That was a really storming performance. We now know the 4 teams in the losers' playoffs. They are the universities of Glasgow and Southampton, St Peter's College, Oxford, and Queen Mary, London. I hope you can join me next time for the first of those losers' playoffs. But until then, it's goodbye from Bristol University.
Bye. Bye.
It's goodbye from St John's College, Oxford.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.